Hi everyone, happy January. I just wanted to show up here today to talk a little bit about where I'm at and how I'm rebuilding my practice this January. I just haven't been too visible recently on social media, mainly because I've been deep into rebuilding things behind the scenes for my program and also trying to make more space for some creative projects that has required a lot of introspective time. January is a great time to reset and redirect to where you want to go or where you want to be for the rest of the year. So I think this is a great time to start showing up more. And so I'm here today to share a little bit about my process of practice in case you find it helpful. And I want to start by asking a question that I ask myself when I start planning. And this question is, what feels most grounding to you right now when you play? Remember that rebuilding doesn't mean starting from zero, and consistency comes mainly from safety. This doesn't mean that I don't want you to take risks when you practice, but it does mean that sitting down and having a strategy and a plan as to where you want to go with your practice or where you want to be by the end of the year, for example, will reduce nerves and anxiety. And it will also help you get better results, feel more secure, and become more consistent with your practice. So, here are some points from my own process in case you find them helpful. Number one would be to decide on a big picture goal. It could be a creative project or a set of songs you want to learn over the year, if you want a set of repertoire, for example. Whatever you think is something that makes you excited and that makes you grow over the year. In my case, I went for a full year project. So I picture myself where I wanted to be by December 2026. Step number two would be to divide that goal into smaller, manageable, mid-sized sections. And I chose per quarter. Since the year is already divided per quarters, I decided to have that big goal divided into smaller sections, 4 sections. Once you have that done, then you can divide those little sections into the smaller possible actions you can take. Let's say if you decided 6 songs per year, how many songs per quarter, and then go even smaller, how many weeks per song, for example. So something manageable. Once you have that done, then you can go even farther and decide what's your daily action to achieve those goals. So if you decided to do 3 songs per quarter, well, what are you going to do to when you're going to do each song during that month, for example? How much are you going to practice per day? What's your main goal? So you keep going smaller and smaller until you have a daily action that you do every day. And if you keep consistent, this makes you feel less stressed because it's not a huge project you have to tackle. It's small little steps you can have every day to get you closer to your goal. And for me, the key is that you make these smaller actions fun and functional and that they give you satisfaction. If you've done my audio training, I talk about making sure there is a creative element but a functional creative element into your practice. So if you choose a certain set of songs, well, for me, then I will have to decide what aspects will I work of that song every day this month to make sure it's ready, to make sure it's technically accurate, but also expressive. So that's the work that you have to do to try to grow this year a little bit more, or at least that's how I'm approaching it, making sure for me that there's some fun involved. That's what keeps me consistent. It keeps me wanting to show up, even if things are difficult sometimes. And I think it will help you ensure that you get it done, that you're having some satisfaction, and it'll keep you growing and learning as well. If this resonates, let me know in the comments, and I'd love to hear where you're at right now. Thank you. Bye.